Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lacob understands, respects KD's rejection of Warriors trade. The Warriors' pursuit of former franchise superstar and current Phoenix Suns forward Kevin Durant was well documented ahead of the thrilling February 6 NBA trade deadline. And a deal seemingly was near before Golden State ultimately landed fellow star forward Jimmy Butler, as a trade for Durant never saw the light of day due to the 15-time NBA All-Star preferring to avoid a midseason move, for the sake of any new team he would have joined, as he explained Wednesday on Draymond Green's podcast. Warriors owner Joe Lacob on Wednesday also chimed in on the conversation in an appearance on the San Francisco Standard reporter Tim Kawakami's The TK Show podcast. "Well, I heard that, obviously," Lacob told Kawakami about Durant declining a Bay Area reunion. But Jimmy Butler also said that he didn't want to be part of the Warriors. "So, I think you have to take with a grain of salt when you hear something. Now, when you hear it directly from Mr. Durant, that's legit, it's coming from the horse's mouth. But there's always usually a motive for these things. Somebody wants to get paid or not paid, somebody wants to influence somebody to trade them to a certain place. It doesn't always mean it's black and white. And so, maybe someone like Kevin said, 'I heard, he didn't want to be traded in the middle of a season. He decides his own fate. I understand, with respect to him.'" Lacob understands Durant's decision and acknowledges that a star of his caliber writes their own story. Maybe the Warriors will make another push for Durant this summer, or maybe they won't. But it's up to Durant at the end of the day. Additionally, Lacob didn't confirm nor deny that Golden State didn't trade for Durant, who doesn't have a no-trade clause, unlike Suns teammate Bradley Beal, because of the former Warriors' declination. "I don't think I should comment on another team's player any more than what has been speculated out there," Lacob told Kawakami. "You can conclude whatever you want. Do with that what you will." Lacob did confirm, though, that, as many knew, Golden State was all in on a big-time acquisition at the trade deadline. Butler evidently was and remains him. "Obviously, we had some very large discussions," Lacob told Kawakami. "We at least had discussions to explore a number of players. It's been reported, I don't think inaccurately, it's accurate. And we were trying to do something significant. If we're going to do something, let's do something significant. And if we could do it, great. If not, we have to play it out and see what happens this summer. It's easier, I think, generally, to do something in the summer than it is at the trade deadline. It's just more optionality. The Warriors might again be big-game hunters during the looming offseason. However, those discussions are far away, as Golden State has won 6 of its first 7 games with Butler and is back in contention for another Larry O'Brien trophy. Kevin Durant reveals why he nixed trade from Suns to Warriors. "It just doesn't make sense for either side. 9 different All-Stars changed teams during the period leading up to the 2025 NBA trade deadline, and a player that has accomplished more than them all nearly became the 10th. In their widely reported pursuit of Jimmy Butler, the Phoenix Suns eventually realized that there was a workable way to include Bradley Beal as the matching salary. Therefore, they pursued a possible 3-team deal in which they would acquire Butler and Kevin Durant would head out of Phoenix to return to the Golden State Warriors. The problem? Durant did not want to go back to the Warriors, where he won the championship in 2017 and 2018. The deal fell apart from there, and the Warriors moved on to land Butler themselves. Durant's former teammate, Draymond Green, had Durant on his podcast to talk about the situation. When asked directly if he hopes to finish his career in Phoenix, Durant responded, "I want my career to end on my terms. That's the only thing." Reports have suggested that Phoenix did not keep Durant updated on the talks, and that he was not happy about that. As far as the Warriors specifically, Durant indicated that he simply did not want to change teams during the season. As far as the Warriors, I didn't want to move, and then, as a player like me, I cost a lot. Me going into your team in the middle of the season, it's going to be a big blow to any team I'm going to," Durant said. "I get why you want to trade me, simple fact that's just business. But for me looking at it, it just doesn't make sense for either side to go through that when we could just play the season out, and if that's the decision you want to make in the offseason, then you figure it out." Durant said he wants to see it through when it comes to his time with the Suns, including the remainder of this season. You know, when you commit to something in the season like that, nobody's like big injuries, like everybody's in the lineup. "I'm trying to see this through to the end and see what we can really do with it," Durant said. "And I feel like I'm committed to my coaches and teammates, and I want to see it through. I wanted to lock in on that." The widespread expectation is that the Suns will indeed trade Durant over the summer. They're gonna trade him, and he knows that, ESPN's Brian Windhorst said on Wednesday. Windhorst: "Suns are going to trade Kevin Durant in offseason." The Suns continue to slide down the Western Conference standings, having lost 9 of their past 11 games. After starting the season 8-1, Phoenix is currently just 27-31, 2.5 games behind Sacramento for the final play-in spot in the West. In addition to several blockbuster trades, including arguably the most stunning deal in league history, one of the big storylines of this season's deadline was Phoenix's near trade of Kevin Durant to Golden State before the two-time Finals MVP essentially nixed an in-season reunion with the Warriors. While he took the trade rumors diplomatically, Durant admitted he was blindsided to see his name surface in reports. Considering the Suns have the most expensive payroll in the league and have been a major disappointment this season, it's only natural that they're almost certainly going to be actively looking to retool their roster in the offseason. Even before their recent run of poor play, multiple reporters indicated Phoenix would likely revisit trade talks involving Durant this summer, particularly if the rest of 2024-25 did not go well. ESPN's Brian Windhorst has speculated multiple times post-deadline that Durant and the Suns are likely to part ways this offseason. And Durant hasn't exactly shut down that speculation. Appearing on NBA Today on Wednesday, Twitter video link, Windhorst once again predicted that Durant will be on a new team next season. The 36-year-old is entering the final year of his contract, which will pay him $54.7 million in 25/26. They're going to trade him, Windhorst said of the Suns and Durant. And he knows that. There's been a couple opportunities where he could have criticized them for trying to trade him, he has not done that. He has been very professional about this, and I expect that to continue throughout the rest of the regular season. Windhorst made his comments on the heels of Durant appearing on Draymond Green's podcast, which he co-hosts with former NBA guard Baron Davis. Asked directly by Davis if he wants his career to end in Phoenix, Durant sounded more ready to move on than anything else, Twitter video link. "I want my career to end on my terms, that's the only thing," Durant said, hat tip to Kurt Helin of NBC Sports. "That's the only thing I'm worried about. 'Cause I see a lot of dudes that don't get that opportunity, so I want to keep putting in that work to make that choice on my own. But as far as the Warriors, I didn't want to move. I get why the Suns want to trade me, simple fact that's just business, but for me looking at it, we can just play the season out, and if that's the decision you want to make in the offseason, then we figure it out. But if I can stop the Warriors trade, then why not?" Durant went on to explain that it was important to him to finish the season with the Suns, saying he was committed to his coaches and teammates and that he wanted to see it through. And you, fan? What do you think of Kevin Durant's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.